everybody, and welcome back to Pens and Tea. My name is Carrie. Today, we are going to be talking about something I do every single year that I'm really excited about. Mostly because it gives you the opportunity to dream and set goals, and also realize you're probably not going to accomplish most of these. I do them every year. You can read the title. It is the 5 fountain pens that I want to buy in 2025. I do this list every year. I don't typically get too many of them. I have in the past purchased ones from my list. One that was on my list for a few years was actually this one, the Platinum Century in tortoiseshell brown. This is the celluloid. I bought this one in March of 2024 or April of 2024, one of the two. I'm pretty sure March. I'm almost 100% positive it was March, because this was my like, hey, you bought your very first home celebratory fountain pen. So there's been a few that I have over time, but typically not many, because most of these are really expensive. 3 out of the 5 are pretty expensive. If you follow me and support me on Patreon, link in the description if you want to help support me and this channel and the future of this ability, then you already know what 3 of 5 of these are, because I've already told you. And I also gave a little surprise in that text box as well. But without further ado, let's jump into it. So the first one that's on the list, that out of all 5 of them is probably the most surprising, I suppose, of why this would be on here, especially because of the way that I've been talking about this brand for the last few videos, or to be honest, the last few years. It is a pen from Visconti, which is troublesome because Visconti has a lot of issues when it comes to nib control, quality control. But the pen itself is just so stunning. It is the Visconti Medici Palazzo PT. I think I'm saying that right. I wrote it down because I'm not sure. This pen fits my aesthetic to a T. And it's gorgeous and I love it. And holy smokes, it has to be here. It has to. So if I were to ever purchase this, I would want to purchase it either from a nib tuner directly, or I'm very aware that once I purchase it, the likelihood of me having to send it away is pretty high, because you all know Visconti nibs are not too good. They're usually misaligned. They usually are potentially like scratchy. Sometimes they're too dry. Sometimes there's just so many issues with them. Sometimes you're going to get a golden one. Don't get me wrong, but most of the time you're not. But that pen is just so beautiful, and I've been staring at it and ogling over it. The others in that collection are okay. It's totally fine, but that one in particular just speaks to my soul, and it is absolutely gorgeous. The next pen, this pen was actually, I believe, on my list last year, but they have come out with a new color, which is not like this brand to do so. I obviously did not purchase it last year because it is extraordinarily expensive. And like I mentioned at the top, I'm a homeowner now, so the budget is tight. But it is the Pilot Custom Urushi in the new Prussian blue color. This pen is something that I've been wanting to try for years, absolute years. The one that's all black looks fine. It's totally cool. I'm not a huge fan of the vermilion red one. Now, granted, if I were to ever get my hands on one, I'm not going to be picky. But if I had my choice, it would be the Prussian blue. All the pictures look really nice. It's not flashy. It's not too, blingy in your face like the Palazzo PT from Visconti. while not ostentatious, is very much blingy. Whereas like the Prussian blue is a color, sure, but still not like a Benu sparkly pen. This I want to try because Pilot is basically one of my top two fountain pen brands. I've tried the majority of their fountain pens that they've ever really come out with, at least in the modern times. I love them all. The only one that I'm not a super huge fan of is the Pilot Knight, and the blanking. Guys, I'm relearning some math. I'm having to like take high school math over again. Math is not my strong suit, and so my brain is just farting. Um, it's oh my god, what vanishing point? That's what it is. The Pilot vanishing point. Not because I think the pen is bad. It just isn't for me. I've tried several. It's just the grip doesn't totally fit for me, and I just don't love it. But the Pilot Custom Urushi is like the biggest nib you'll ever find. And I mean, it's not like Namiki Emperor size fountain pen, but it's a chunky beast. And so I really want to give it a shot. But speaking of Benu, there is a new Benu fountain pen coming out that I really want to get, like really bad. I kind of told myself that I wasn't going to buy any more Benu pens because I have too many. But especially the Euphoria model. And this one is a Euphoria model, but it speaks to the essence of my soul because it has a frickin' dragon on it, okay? I don't know how to pronounce this word. It's like Dubachnach. I don't know how to pronounce that. But there's two of them, and both of them look gorgeous. The silver one is the one that I am gonna like officially put on my list, and that's only because I like the actual dragon on the pen better than the like gold looking one. I like the gold like paint, I guess, on that one a little bit better than the silver, but the dragon is so cool. Oh my god. It is beautiful. I love it so much. I love dragons. Like, you give me a book that has dragons in it, I'm gonna read it. Like, holy moly. um, so that is actually the least expensive fountain pen on this list. So of any of them, that would probably be the one that I would get. But it's still not a cheap pen by any means. So we shall see. But I love me some dragons. And it comes out in January, which typically is like when I'll do a bigger pen purchase because it's my birthday month and I just justify it that way. And I'm also going to do my fountain pen sale in January because Canada Post is going back to work tomorrow. So give them a couple weeks to like get through the backlog. They have like 200,000, literally 200,000 plus packages that are just sitting there. So I want to give them a chance to clear out the backlog. So in January, I'm going to do my fountain pen sale. So I think I might use some of those funds to go towards that Euphoria because it gives me euphoria. The next one has also been on my list before. It is a pen that you cannot actively buy anymore. It's not in like stock anymore. It is the Pelikan M1000 Renaissance Brown. So it is in the aftermarket department, I guess. Really, to be fair, any M1000 I would be happy to have, especially if I could find it like on the cheap. But the Renaissance Brown, if I had my way, this would be the one that I would want because it's just gorgeous. I've used an M1000 very briefly, like for literal minutes. I was at a fountain pen show and I got to use it, and it was the craziest nib experience that I really, really, really want to be able to have. Apologies for the sniff. I sneezed like 4 times. But I haven't been able to buy it because it is unreasonably expensive, like most of these fountain pens. Um, and I always seem to justify other purchases over top of this one. So that's on the list. It probably always will be. One day I'll be able to get my hands on one. Right, Parker? Yeah. And then the one that I put on my list for number 5 shocked even me because I've used this pen before and it's cool, but I have sold all of them because it wasn't one that like spoke to me, I guess. Or like when I looked at it, I was like, oh, I must have it. You know what I mean? And it's a pen from Esterbrook, and it is the Esterbrook Estie. King of the Night. It looks so cool. And some of the accessories that it comes with, like it comes with like this cool like wrap, looks so cool. It is also kind of expensive. Sorry, I'm getting a cat hair off of my thing there, which is gonna happen again because she's in the room with me. Um, it looks so flippin' cool. Also, King of the Night, like that's a dope name. Um, and I remember really enjoying the Esterbrook Estie. It's just when you have so many pens, it's really hard to like use them all. So that's part of the reason why I'm also doing the pen sale is I'm like basically selling the vast majority of my collection and then hopefully picking up one or two uh, after selling 30. But the Esterbrook Estie just looks so dope. I remember it writing really well. I liked the way that the closing system felt, like physically felt. It was very satisfying. They're really well built. It's just slightly pricey, especially the special or limited edition ones, which almost all of these are. I think the only one that isn't a limited or special edition is the Prussian Blue Custom Urushi, to my knowledge, anyways. If that one is limited or special, then whoops. But I mean, so it kind of goes with the fountain pen world, right? But let me know in the comment section down below what pens you're hoping to pick up. I'm super curious. I have a feeling that after seeing enough of your guys' responses, I will probably put one or two of them on my list as well, because there are more pens that I want to buy. These are just sort of like my top 5 standouts. The like, if budget was no issue, this would be the list that I would buy in 2025. So yeah, I'm curious. Let me know. Check out the description if you want to find that link to my Patreon account and help support me in what I do on this channel. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Oh, also, in yesterday's video, I was beginning to get a sty. It's like right up here on my top eyelid, like on the waterline here. So it's still there, but it doesn't bother me at all today. So I'm hoping that like, it's not actually turning into anything. And it was just maybe like, it wasn't actually a sty. It was just like I scratched it maybe and it like kind of bumped up and got irritated. I don't know. Fingers crossed. But thank you for some of your concerns on yesterday's video. But yes, I am going to quickly edit this and then get back to reading Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson now because I am 86% of the way through. I am in the beginnings of the Sanderlanche and poop is hitting that fan. So bye.